I got you covered.
Thank you.
Get out of here.
We have an audio muter out there. I see it. Oh, y'all never let me down. Hey, can you make me the co-host, Judy, so where I can mute the audio muters? There you go, or whatever. So, guys, how is everybody doing tonight?
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. You're probably wondering, why am I talking slow and quiet? Because I'm showing y'all what not to do when you're doing the business. You got to be fired up and excited when you're talking to people about this, right? Like if you sound like Eeyore and you're like, Eeyore, like you're not going to attract the people that you want in your business. Right now, guys, you need to be fired up about what we are doing. We have a company that has already proven all the records. We've already shown, if you were on that presentation tonight, they showed all the accolades that people in this industry are sharing about our company. And we are pre-launching a whole new brand, which means a whole new company. So if you're talking like I just was, and you're like, this is so exciting, you really need to look at this. Like you are not attracting the people that you want. So what have we been doing since this has, this whole rebranding since Saturday, and they shared this message. I was actually in the truck with Sean, Mike, and Tim Foster, and we were going to the store. And while I was in the car on the way to the store, I'm on the phone with 7-figure earners in the industry, telling them that they owe it to themselves to take a look. While we were on the way home, we made phone calls. While we were over here, we went out on the boat. They came out, we went out to the office. We literally sat and parked right in front of where we're actually right where the boathouse is going to be. We sat and anchored and we acted like we're in the boathouse that's not there yet. And we basically made calls, and we were separated across the boat. We had Damien in the boat, and it was a bunch of us just making calls. There were 3 ways going on, and there were different calls and Zooms happening while we were on the boat, where people were messaging people. We were doing things, lifestyling type things to attract people to look at what we're doing. So guys, there's multiple different ways in building the business, and this is called Take Action Thursday. So it's not going to be the traditional, you got to have your mind right and all that other kind of stuff. Yes, I'm going to talk about excitement. Actually, that's Damien calling right now. Let me tell him I'm on the Take Action Thursday. He's probably calling for a 3-way because he's had me on the phone constantly since we've been back. So let me see. Action call. All right. So I apologize for that. So guys, we are in the shipping business. Y'all are all sitting there. Who's sitting there going, what are you talking about? The shipping business? Guys, we are in the shipping business. We're in the relationship business. We're in the friend shipping business. We're in the partner shipping business. And we're in the leader shipping business. So guys, in what we're doing, if we're in all of those businesses, right? If we're in the shipping business, then it makes sense for us, one, to set a goal to succeed. Like, what is your goal on how many people you're going to connect with? Now, there's many people that do these Thursday night calls, and they're going to tell you all this fancy stuff about doing Facebook and attraction marketing and all that stuff. And I think that stuff is amazing. Yet what I'm going to talk about is some little bit different strategies and goals, because we right now it's never been more apparent that people want to be around people. People don't want to be in lockdown. They want to be able to communicate with people. So normally people just want to answer text and all that other kind of stuff. But now is the time where you can pick up the phone and actually call somebody and they want to talk. And the reason why is because they're sick and tired of just looking at the computer screen. Most people are basically, I shipped my pants. That's funny. I just shipped my pants. We're in the shipping business. You might as well do it. That was fun. So the thing about people, though, is that we want instant gratification. You know, we get started in a business, and I'm just going to basically show you. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see this or not, but I'm going to just draw a little something. I don't want to, I'll pick up the computer, but basically, here is a graph, right? Now, this graph could be months, days, weeks, it could be years. But on this graph, can y'all see that? It's the box with lines in it. And we can put 1 through 5 up there. It really doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this can be, it could be, see, most people, we get started in a business like this, and we just want instant gratification. I mean, hey, our products have instant gratification. We might as well get it in the business. And it is possible. But what people forget is that everyone comes from a different background. And see, the thing is the price to success is the same for everyone. Yet many people paid the price prior to getting here that you don't know about. They might have done many years of personal development. They might have built relationships. They might already have a following on social media, people that are following them. And then we have other people that get on board and they're like, oh, I need Facebook. And then they get involved and they open up a Facebook account or get active on their Facebook, and they think they're going to make a post and they're magically rich. And that's not the way that it works. So guys, on this graph, I want to basically do this. Time on the top, money on the bottom. I'm just going to write a $sign. So I want to draw this out because in the beginning, you spend a whole lot of time and not a lot of money. And then as you do this longer, and this could be years, months, weeks, whatever, it all depends on who you are, what your background is, how hungry you are. But the thing is that in the beginning, you spend way more time and make less money. And what happens is as you build this, as you start to develop a team, it gets to where you're spending less time, but the money is way more than the time that you spend. But the thing is that you have to be willing to put in the time. So guys, one, you want to set a goal. So in getting started and being a new person, you want to set a goal. And I say set a goal of hitting bronze. And the reason why I'm going to use bronze is because, and yes, we have star before it, and congratulations to all of our stars. That's amazing. But this is a beautiful part about it. You hit star, you help somebody else hit star, and you should be a bronze. Or 2 bronzes help 2 people hit star, you're a bronze. See, the thing is bronze is the building block at $2,500 that you can use to build whatever enterprise that you want. Again, if you're on the Monday call, we talked about, Mark always talks about how we're all bronzes that basically just happen to be higher ranks because we built many more bronzes. Guys, that is the building block, and that is the rank where you're making roughly $500 a month. And that's why I want to use that number of bronze, or that, rank of bronze. So the funny part about people is that human nature is to complicate things. We like to come up with fancy charts and things and all this other stuff and figure out all these different ways to stay busy that aren't necessarily doing the business. Like just checking out your news feed, that's not considered work, by the way. But building relationships and cashing in on those relationships, in other words, sharing what you do, is doing the business. And for those of you all, I know most of you all probably heard me before, but basically we have a 4-step system. We're not going to go all into detail on that tonight because we're going to go over a little bit more depth and strategies and things like that. But guys, you want to stick to the basics. So number 1 is set a goal to succeed. I'm going to go over a few steps. So number 1 is set a goal to succeed. When do you want to be bronze by? Guys, realistically, I don't care how long you've been on board. I don't care where you are right now. You can hit bronze this month if you make a decision that failure is not an option, period. I'm sorry. I don't care where you are. I don't care what you've dealt with. I don't care anything, but you're going to have to step out. If you're talking to people and they're not interested, you're probably talking to broke people. You're probably talking to people that can't afford anything, right? They're looking at the gas prices and sitting there going, I can't go to a friend's house. So if you're talking to people that have any kind of success whatsoever in life, because right now I'm going to talk more about the pre-launch strategies and what we want to do in going out there and talking to people in a pre-launch situation. This is not just getting customers. We're going to talk about how to build a business because it's Take Action Thursday. So we're going to talk about that. So number one is set a goal to hit bronze. And guys, it's as simple as this. You need to have product. If you don't have product, go in and do one of the reorder packs. Get some product in hand. Go buy a pack, go buy something where you can do some sampling, because I promise you, if you take one of those packs and you go out and you start sampling people and you get rid of all your samples before the end of the month and you're following up with people and you're running them through the 4 steps, bronze is not going to be a problem. I assure you. So with that, you want to stick to the basics. You want to run the 4 steps. 1, I said I wasn't going to go over, but I am. I'm not going to go into detail. 1, be a product of the product. Be happy. Be excited like I started the call with. Step 2, share your story without being a weirdo. Ask the questions. Hey, do you know anybody who wants to be happy? Do you know anybody who drinks coffee or tea? Have you heard about the Happy Company everyone's been talking about? The Happy Company, the Happy Coffee, the Happy Pill, the Happy Tea. Whatever it is that you think they're going to connect to based on what they said when you said, have you heard about the happy? Do you know anybody who wants to be happy? Do you know anybody that drinks coffee or tea? Then that's going to help you decide which way you say. And it really doesn't matter which one. You can say Happy Company, the Happy Tea, the Happy Coffee. Either way, they're going to probably say happy. What is that? Tell me more. Boom, you share your story. Step 3, share a tool, don't be a tool. Guys, the overviews that we're having multiple times a week now could be a tool. The Zooms with teammates could be a tool. Basically, connecting them to information, the website or whatever else can be a tool. A sample is a tool. Don't be a tool. So next step is connecting them with somebody else. Guys, most people are on Facebook. Most people can connect somebody in a messenger thread, because I don't want to hear the 3-ways are so weird and awkward. It's just like so hard to get somebody on a 3-way. Well, if you're saying, let me get you on a 3-way, they could be thinking some other kind of 3-way. So yes, it could be awkward. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to say, oh my gosh, when they ask any kind of question, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I got to connect you to a friend of mine. You got to hear their story. So guys, in sharing, I wrote something down a minute ago. I don't even know where I wrote it down. But guys, when somebody asks a question, instead of answering the question, share a story. See, people think that they need to answer questions, and they don't, because people don't think logically. They think emotionally. Even though they say that they want a logic answer and they want to know what's in it, what's in the stuff? I say, I have no idea. All kinds of stuff that makes you happy. You like to be happy, don't you? And they're going to say, yeah. You're like, well, you're going to love this stuff. They don't care what's in it. So basically, you want to share stories, not facts. Facts tell, stories are what sell, because people buy emotions. They don't buy facts. Guys, if people bought facts, they would be finding the car with the best gas mileage, that it didn't matter what the interior was like and all that other kind of stuff. They'd be finding the most efficient, cheapest car they could, because at the end of the day, the cars get from point A to point B. But no, we get no suckers, and you getting all that electronic gizmos and all that stuff, and you start going, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at this. And you start pressing buttons and the screens and all this stuff. And we buy that stuff emotionally. So people think in emotions, not in logic. So step 2 is stick to the basics, and we run through the model. So again, how do we connect people? Because I was going and I went off on a tangent. So here we go. Step 4, how do you connect somebody on a 3-way? You put them in a messenger thread. It's so easy. You say, oh my gosh, you got to hear my friend's story. In fact, here, I'm going to add you to a messenger thread with them. And then you go press the little voice button and you record a voice message. So why do we do a voice message versus, typing something? One, my grammar sucks. Number two, when they basically hear your voice, they can hear the inflections. And my daughter has this written up here, and it's been up here for a while, but words are only 7% of communication. So if words are only 7% of communication, why are you going to type a bunch of words? In fact, the more you type, the less I read. That's just the way that it is. But if you can leave me something quick, booms, to the point, exciting, tonality is what gets people. I see my ring light in the thing, but that's all weird. All right, there we go. Tonality, 38% of communication. Physiology, they can hear and see. You can even do videos in Messenger. At least you used to. I haven't done it in a couple of days, or probably in about a month. But you could do videos in there too, and you could just say, "Hey," and just do a quick video and introduce them to the other person, have the other person answer questions from there. So now, step 3, we're going to talk about a plan of action. So we have a lot of people in the teams in this company that have some amazing plans of action. Get with the person that enrolled you and have them say, hey, what should I post on Facebook? Because one of the things you don't want to do. So I was on a call with a guy earlier today with one of my partners, Damien, and he basically, we did finished up a prospect call / getting started in the business / game plan into action. It was like boom, boom, boom. He had already seen the overview on Tuesday. We talked to him on Tuesday. We followed up with him. We went over quick plan of action. Damien said, hey, go check out this post I did. Copy the words and take your own picture doing this. Like I have a secret, and basically copy what I wrote. He did that. And I don't know how many people got on, because you basically got to work the numbers, but he had over 5 people committed to checking out the Zoom tonight. Now we got to follow up and see how many people got on. But guys, when you get someone started, you need to give them some type of plan of action. I like to go over the 4 steps and then help them to actually make some contacts right away. Hey, who can you get me on the phone with? So now let's talk about a little bit more advanced strategy, and we're going to go into this, but it just made me think of it. But if you have someone that is scared to death to pick up the phone and call somebody, this is for someone that might have a little bit better people skills. And this is a skill set that I'm going to talk about, because we said we're talking about launching a new brand right now. So this is going to be a little bit more complicated than our simple. And I did say, stick to the basics, which this is, but this is just a little bit more advanced for those of you that have the skill set. And I'm going to just share what I could do. Say you're sitting down with somebody and you just say, call somebody. And then you basically say, you could be in the background saying, oh, that person. And this is what I tell them to say. I would say, hey, John, I'm sitting down with a friend of mine. We're working on a project together. Hey, this may or may not be for you, but I want to introduce you to him real quick. And then boom, I might have them I'm going to take the phone. And I might make a joke because that's my personality, but we have a rule of be normal. So you don't want to be all weird on this. But what I would do is I would say, just say I have Todd and Lauren on the screen. So I'll just say, hey, Lauren, this is Chris. You don't know me, but I'm sitting down with Todd right now. And I was asking Todd, who did he know that was, business-minded, that had great people skills, and your name came up? Was he telling me the truth? And I just ask, hey, was he telling me the truth? And then they laugh. And then I say, I don't know, how much you paying Todd to say all this good stuff about you? Because he sure did say that you had some great people skills. And then I might say, hey, look, this may or may not be for you, but we are basically launching a new brand in the happiness world, right? We're helping people become more happy, and we're looking for brand partners. And I like to partner with people that basically have good people skills, that are business minded. Your name came up. Again, this may or may not be for you, but if I sent you a quick 3-minute video, when do you think you could watch it? Hey, if I sent you to a whatever, hey, we have a special invite. We have a special overview tonight. That's invite only. If I invite you to this, can you commit to making it? Now, this is for someone that basically is brand new, that doesn't know anything. They might just got started 5 minutes ago or whatever, and they might not know basically how to say anything. They can say, hey, I'm sitting down with my friend Chris. I want to introduce you to him real quick. That's all they have to say. And then you can go into, hey, I'm working on a project. Some of y'all are like, what'd you say? What'd you say? I'll say it again. I'm working on a project. We're launching a new happiness brand. We have some amazing products. I'm not going to get all into that right now, but basically I'm looking to partner with people that are business minded, that have great people skills. Your name came up. Was he telling me the truth? Something to that effect. And I'm going to do it with enthusiasm and excitement as I'm doing it. I might joke around again and say, how much are you say, paying Todd to say all this good stuff about you? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it away from them. It may or may not be for you. Guys, we're not trying to convince everybody. And then if I'm taking the phone from them, I'm going to posture it up from I'm the leader that people are looking for. I have something that can help you, not I need you to join my business so I can pay my bills. So I'm going to basically, I see Sean laughing because he has a little country twang in his voice. But basically, I'm going to say things from that perspective because, guys, you don't want needers in your business. You don't want to need people in your business, and you don't want people that need the business. You want people that will lead in the business. And if they need you to do everything for them, and if they want whatever, but I will tell people, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to do it with you. And then we're going to do it on our own. So how many of you all like that little tip? I know it's a little bit more complicated and we normally don't go into that stuff, but I wanted to give you guys a little nugget on if you have the people skills to be able to do that. That's something you can do with your new people, and you can do it either on the phone or you can do it via, if you're sitting down with them. Somebody said, can you say it once more? You're going to have your new person literally call somebody up and just say, hey, I'm going to use Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl, I'm sitting down with a good friend of mine, Chris. We're working on a project together, and he asked me, who did I know that had great people skills? And I just wanted to introduce you to him real quick, or something to that effect. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to say, hey, Cheryl, great to meet you. Hey, look, I don't want to take a whole lot of time. I know we're both busy. And I'm going to say it a little bit different because I'm going to go off of how I feel when I'm talking to the person. It's not exactly what you say, but it's how you say it. It's your tonality. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, we're working on this project together. We're basically looking for people. I might say, hey, by the way, do you know anybody who likes to be happy? And they're going to laugh and they're going to say, of course, everybody knows people that want to be happy. I might say, do you know anybody who drinks coffee or tea? I mean, guys, you see, I'm going right back to the strategy of whatever. And then I'm going to say, look, this may or may not be for you, but I'm looking to partner with people that are business minded, that have good people skills. Your name came up. So I just wanted to at least reach out to you. I'd much rather work with people that are referred to us than people. We don't do ads and all that stuff. We do all word of mouth, and we only work with people that we like. So guys, do you see how I just said something totally different, but it was still very similar? But the thing is that when you do this, the more you do it, the better you get. And you're like, well, how do you say that exactly? I can't tell you how I said it exactly because I don't do scripts. I do strategies, right? So if I'm asking somebody and I'm following up, I'm going to say, what do you like best? What do you like most? What made the most sense to you? What resonated with you? What did you connect to most? I'm going to say things differently based on who I'm talking to, depending on what their language is and who I'm speaking to. But again, how do you get good at that? By doing it. And see, the thing is that you can make up in numbers what you lack in skill. Guys, I was the epitome of suck when I got started in this industry. I'm telling you. And then now it's funny. Like, we were in the car the other day, and I had Cass Massini and I had, Sean and Kim, and we were basically going, and Cass is like talking to a high level influencer So I was having some of this dialogue and language, and they were like, holy crap. Like, it was stuff that we don't talk about on normal calls. But guys, if you have the skill set, how do you get good at this? By doing it. And then they started wording things somewhere in the same range. And then it was like, boom, boom, boom. And then they were doing it and doing the same thing. So guys, right now we're having high level conversations with people because we are branding a new company. You have to have a brand partner mindset of, this is not the time when we're going after the masses just for a customer. Yes, everyone should be a customer, but we want to be having business conversations because timing is everything in business. Another good slang, and I'm going to go over 13 points, and I'm babbling on. I keep going off on tangents. I love it. So basically, another great line for an influencer or someone that's business minded is say, hey, you're pretty business minded, aren't you? Boom, that's called a leading question. I'm going to say, would you agree that timing in business is like location in real estate? Or would you agree that timing is really important in business? Yes. Oh my gosh, I got to tell you a secret. So now, guys, this is called a tool of reciprocity. I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to let you in on something. I partnered with a group of really successful entrepreneurs, and they're launching a new brand. The company already has a proven track record, and basically they're looking to partner with the right people. Hey, look, again, I don't know if this is for you or not, but if I add you to a Facebook group or send you some information, when do you think you could take a few minutes to take a look at it? Again, a little bit higher level conversation. Guys, y'all don't hear me talk about this stuff on the average call, because the bottom line is if your mindset sucks, if your attitude sucks, you're definitely not going to learn the skill set on what it takes to go out there and do it. But it's your mindset starts with everything, and then everything rolls from there. And guys, we're going to start getting into a little bit more strategy in teaching the skill sets. Like, one, how to tell a testimonial. Let's go off on another test. Let's go off on another tangent. Why don't we? Guys, when you're telling a testimonial, you got to realize that you have to basically share who you are, maybe where you're from if you're on a big call, right? Hey, this is Chris Schweda from New Orleans. Prior to getting started with this company, I was at boom, and you share the problem. So now you're going to share where you were before. Hey, this is Chris. I'm a single mother of 5. We just had Shannon was sharing single mom of 5, right? But Chris could be a girl, but I'm not a single mother, by the way. But the thing is that you share where the problem was. Shannon shared where the problem was. She's single mom of 5, didn't have any time, was trying to figure out how to make ends meet. Boom, she's talking about the problem. When I got started with this company, what I always love to say is I was skeptical, but because the trust for my friend and what I heard it was doing for them, I said, I need to try this stuff. Or you can even see, after seeing all the stories in the Facebook page, I was like, I need to try this stuff. And when I did, this is what happened for me. Boom, solution to the problem. So guys, and you need to do it quickly, because people's attention spans are short. And we want instant gratification. Come on, how many of you all have put something in the microwave for 30 seconds and you stop it with 2 seconds left? We do it, right? Because we have short attention spans. We can't wait 30 seconds for that biscuit, but we're going to sit there and tell somebody a 10-minute story. And they're sitting there melting like, oh, what in the, like, will you just shut up, right? So who was I talking to? Oh, today earlier, I was calling old friends of mine that have like side-by-sides and stuff like that. I've been out of the side-by-sides for a long time. So I called a few friends to ask them, hey, what side-by-sides do y'all have? And, what are y'all using? What's everybody using in the woods right now? What's the best setup and stuff like that? 2 guys like totally were like, we had good long conversations, old friends stuff, and talking about 4-wheelers in the woods, all that stuff. And then one I called, and I could immediately tell through physiology, like listening, tonality, like this dude didn't really want to talk. So I cut it short. Guys, you need to pay attention, because remember, we're in the shipping business. which is relationshipping, which means you got to pay attention, which is partnershipping, which means you got to pay attention, which is leadershiping, which you got to pay attention, right? So guys, you have to pay attention. Friendshipping. So the thing is that we have to pay attention to what people say. Okay. So I just wanted to share that. So that's stories. Make sure you have a good 30-second commercial. So now we talked a little bit about, I'm going to go a little bit more into number 3 because I totally went off on like 10 tangents. I love it. So Sean talked to me 5 minutes ago. What are you going to talk about? I said, I have no idea. So it's funny. I talked about all kinds of stuff already. So here we go. Again, that is a perfect example of when you do something over and over and over and over again, you can basically do anything. And yes, Tanya, squirrel, but this is the cool thing. I'm going to bring it back over and over and over again. One of the things by doing it over and over and over again, I can go off in left field, right field, whatever, and I can always tie it right back in, but it's due to experience. It's due that I've done it over and over and over again. I've gotten so many not nows, you couldn't believe it. Well, what do you mean you got so many not nows? There is no such thing as no. No means not now, which means that nobody ever says no. You never get rejected. They're just saying right now, the timing is bad, not now. So with that plan of action, I went a little bit into it in helping people make a strategy for the call. I shared maybe how you can make some calls with people, but you want to have a plan. And I recommend right now, especially making out a list. You guys have phones, and I can promise you that you have hundreds of names in your phone. Start picking it up and messaging people and just calling people and saying, hey, look, I don't know if you could just say, hey, I want to cut to the chase. We haven't talked in a while, but I'm working on a project together. I'd much rather work with people I know, like, and trust than just random people. And I wanted to reach out to you. It may or may not be for you. Again, I'm giving you another strategy right now. Just pick up the phone, call them up. I'm working on a project. It may or may not be for you, but I'd rather work with friends than people I don't know. I'd rather, and I want to ask you this. If you had $10,000 bills. Do they have $1,000 bills, by the way? But just say you have $10,000 bills. Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. All right, whatever. But if you had $10,000 bills and you had an opportunity to you had to give these $10,000 bills away, are you going to go like make a Facebook post and say, hey, who wants a $10,000 bill? Are you going to call up people that you know, you like, you trust, people you care about, family, friends, people that you would want to give the $1,000 to? Or are you going to just do a Facebook post? You're going to go after and you're going to call the people that you know, like, and trust. So basically, why do I say I'm working on a project instead of building a business? Because some people aren't business minded, one, and two, we are working on a project. We're launching a new brand. It's a project. And I need your help. So when you say, hey, I'm doing a business, I need your help, to me, I mean, that's a little bit different for me. So I like it. If you don't like that, say, hey, I'm building a business. I just think that if you say, hey, I'm working on a project with some really successful entrepreneurs, by the way, it may or may not be for you. But if I send you some information, would you be open to taking a look? Hey, you may know somebody that might be open. So that's just my language. That's my personality. You can use it or not. So with that being said, I kind of went over enough on plan of action, but guys, you want to pick up the phone and you want to start calling people. So next, you want to work diligently, which means you want to work, not sit and play on social media and all that stuff. And you can spend so much time. This is number 4, by the way. Oh, we got a naughty unmuter. Gosh, dog it. So you want to work diligently. And what many of you all are thinking I'm not doing right now, which is number 5, organized activities. You want to have organized activities. In other words, there's certain things that we do. Now we have some people that they call it, they call it blitzes. Some people call it 30, where they're working for 30 minutes doing, different things. They call it different things. It doesn't matter what you call it, but it's time that you're actually using prospecting. You want to have that organized. Many of us have jobs. Many of us might work for somebody else or even have a business. You need to be organized in the time that you're actually going to work in your business. So you want to have organized activities is number 5. Number 6, realistic expectations. Now, when I say realistic expectations, what I want to share with you is that anything is possible. But the realistic expectations are based on your realistic diligence in action. You want to have realistic expectations based on the amount of time and energy that you're putting into it, not realistic expectations on what's possible. Because guys, even on that call that we had tonight, you heard people talking about how they went to the high ranks in the company in a very short amount of time, which for some of us might not be realistic expectations. But the thing is that if you do what she did, it's possible to get what she got. So basically, you want to have realistic expectations based on what time you're putting in. When I used to sit down with people and do what I called game plan interviews. And what I would do, it's very similar to a welcome call. And I would find out what their goals are, what they want, how much, and I would ask them the question, how much time can you realistically devote to your business on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? Great. How much time will you give yourself till you get to that income? And it's funny that people say, I want to make $10,000 a month. Maybe not like that, but they want to say, I want to make 10,000. And then you say, awesome. So how many hours, a day can you work on? An hour? And I'm like, well, how long are you willing to give yourself till you get that? 6 months. And I'm like, hold up, brakes. So if you don't mind me asking, how much are you making now? 3,000? And I'm like, okay, so how long have you been working there? And John Boy, how long have you been working there? And they say 10 years. I'm like, okay, so right now you're making $3,000 a month, working 40 hours a week, but you want to work this business part-time, an hour a day, and you want to get to $10,000 a month. And if you don't do it within 6 months, you're quitting. Like, guys, let's bring you back down to the realistic expectations. So number 6 is realistic expectations. Number 7 is have staying power. You have to literally not even know or understand the word quit. So number 7 is have staying power. So if you've heard my story, 2 years, next to no money, most people would have quit. My mentor said, the only way to fail is to quit. And I said, I'm not a quitter. I'm not a failer. I'm not going to fail if it takes the rest of my life to do it. And he goes, that's good, because the only way to fail is to die and quit, right? So the thing is, as long as you're living, you still haven't failed. You still have time. So guys, you have to have staying power and also do your plan of action. Also do the 4 steps. Don't just sing kumbaya and say, well, I tried this thing. So with that, number 8 is master the art of relationships. Number 8 is master the art of relationships. You need to get good at getting to know people. We just had to see Gabrielle out there. She was fired up about hanging out with everybody over the last week. We had a group of us that all got together and we basically celebrated the new launch. We went through a diamond retreat and we basically had a blast. And a few of the things that we did was, one, really getting to know people on a level that we didn't know each other before. And basically, are you coming in to critique me, lady? Or my accents and stuff? She's showing me the time, make sure I don't go too long, all this other stuff. She comes in and monitors me. I got a monitor over here. But at the end of the day, it's all about basically building relationships. It's funny. I was in a BNI group, which is Business Networking International or whatever. And one of the ladies used to say a Zig Ziglar quote. She was a realtor, an older lady. And she's just like, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And she used to say it every time. And that was part of her little tagline and stuff like that. But it's true. And I know it sounded a little corny and all that other kind of stuff, but the bottom line is that if you're looking at people that you're talking to, like they have a dollar sign on their head, they can feel that. And you have to truly be in this for the relationships. Guys, I have people that are some of my closest friends that I've done businesses with. We're not in business together right now. Not that I didn't call, but we still talk. We're still friends that we met in this business. See, to me, building the relationships and the relationships that I have in this business are far more important than whatever I would ever make by having somebody in my team. It's all about building the relationships. And that's why also you want to make sure that you're building a business with people that you would want to hang out with. Like you don't want to have a business of a bunch of people that, like, if you don't want to hang out with them on the weekend, if you wouldn't want them to come and stay at your house, if you wouldn't want them to be whatever, like I wouldn't put a lot of energy into bringing in people that you can't stand just because they're successful at whatever it is that they do. If their values don't align with you, if they basically, so what if they're a shark at whatever they do, if they are not going to fit the culture of what we have and they're going to do things that you're not cool with, don't bring them in. We are in the relationship building business, and sometimes people judge you by the people you hang out with. So again, we're building relationships. So that's number 8. Number 9, always be a student. As soon as you think that you know everything is when you don't know anything, because if you knew anything, you would know that you don't know everything. You must be open to basically learn and use everything as an experience to get better. And when people are telling you stuff or whatever, or you start to have conflict with someone in your team, which it happens, you have to use that as a time to grow. You have to use that on what can I do better here to sharpen your axe, to get better. Because again, one of our pillars of who we are as a culture, when we talk about one of the 6 basic human needs, we have certainty, uncertainty. Certainty comes from being on calls like this. Certainty comes from going to events and seeing people that are having success, from hearing the testimonials, from the customer groups. Certainty comes from there. But love and significance comes from the friendships that you build. Showing people that you love them, showing people that you care about them, showing people that they matter, helping them feel important. So love and connection. Significance is the other. Showing them welcome calls, great example. Then basically we have contribution. Guys, do you realize that you're in every one of us are in somebody else's team? And whether you brought in one customer this month, whether you're just drinking the coffee, whether you're taking a capsule, whatever, you contributed to creating a story in our company. If you brought in any customers, any promoters, you contributed to breaking a story. And it basically, what you did made a difference. So when you're sitting there thinking that you don't matter, that you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that, know that you made a difference in someone's life. 1, because you shared the product with them. Number 2, because that volume helps someone else break a rank, even though you don't think it makes a difference. Guys, when people are running at the end of the month, they might need 1 or 2 more customers to hit that rank. And that one customer you got might have been the customer that pushed them over the level, over the thing. So you have to know that you're contributing. And then number 4, which actually number 6, but it's growth. And that's why I want to tie it into always be a student. You're either growing or you're dying. And myself included, I have to dig back into the word. I have to dig back into what we do. I have to dig back into trainings. I was going through notes tonight, just basically going, what in the hell am I going to talk about? And I'm sitting there going through notes of things that, I've either talked about in the past or learned in the past, and basically just give myself a refresher, because you always have to be a student. You're either growing or you're dying. So number 10, you have to have faith. You have to have faith. See, this is the thing, guys. Everybody has a number. So what does that mean? So let me know. Three-way call, just like I told you. Damien's kind of trying to call me for a three-way. He's like, dude, let me know when you get off. I got three-ways lined up. That's a connect call, by the way, for those of you dirty-minded people. I see you thinking crazy. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. So with that being said, you got to have faith. You got to have faith that it's going to work. You got to have faith that basically if you do this, everybody has a number. What if you knew that if you talk to the 1,235 people, that it was that 1,235, that was the number where you hit the breakthrough. That was the number where you brought in the best person you've ever brought in your business. And guys, with our comp plan, you could literally bring in one superstar and have 5,000 outside that volume and you're a six-figure earner. It's possible. But what if you knew that all you needed was one person that could do that, and it was 1,235 person that you talk to that was going to be that person? Would you go through the numbers? Would you go through all of the other people that said not now to get to that 1,235 if you knew that was the number? Well, guys, we can't give you a number. We can't tell you what that number is going to be, who it's going to be. The thing is you have to be willing to go through the numbers until you find that person. Somebody said squirrel. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut if they keep looking. But if you don't keep looking, that blind squirrel will die because they'll starve to death. And that's exactly what will happen in your business. If you start looking, I can't find a nut, I can't find a nut, I can't find a nut. Guys, if you keep looking, you keep feeling around, you keep putting that, prospecting, sharing with people, you will find a nut. You will find someone that's nutty enough to go out there in entrepreneurship and go build a business just like you. We're all a bunch of nuts, aren't we? Right? So with that being said, even a blind squirrel will find a nut. So next is you got to love people. What I can say is that one of the things that I've learned, which is the biggest lesson, and guys, I can get on here and look really cool and give you all kinds of cool things to say. And, oh man, y'all going to get off and just be so impressed. Even with my hair, I mean, like, man, can you believe the hair on that guy and all that stuff? And what I'm saying is that I can say all kinds of stuff and show you how smart I am and all the stuff that I've learned, but none of that makes a bit of difference. I was going to say, darn bit of difference if people don't see that you love them. One of the things, again, I learned skill set after skill set after skill set for 20 years. And the biggest lesson I learned in this industry is how we make people feel through loving on them. And, Mark and Judy did not go through all the training that I did. They've never been to a personal development seminar like I'd gone to. They didn't invest tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to basically work on their skill set with all the books and all that other kind of stuff. But yes, what they were great at was shipping, friend shipping, partner shipping, relationshipping, and leadershipping through loving on people. That's what they do. And that was the biggest lesson I've ever learned in the network marketing business. It's really not basically all what you know and how great you are. It's how great you make other people feel by loving on them. So text him back, please. Number 12. And y'all are going to laugh at this one. You got to be focused. Y'all are laughing because I'm jumping all over the place, right? But the thing is, if you notice, I keep bringing it right back down home, which is what it is. You got to be focused on what your dream is. You got to be focused on where you're going, not where you are. You got to be focused on what you want it to feel like, what you want it to look like versus where you are, what you're experiencing, and what your truth right now based on your experience is, because your past doesn't equal your future. You can create so much more greatness than what you have, but you have to be focused on what that looks like. So the other day when we were sitting in the boat, we were talking about all right, this is where the boathouse is going to be. I'm pulling out, I didn't have the plans on the boat, but I showed everybody the plans and stuff. And I'm like, look, this is going to be where the kitchen's going to be. And this is where this, and breaking it all down, having vision and focus and clarity on what that's going to look like. It's the craziest thing as I'm out there looking at the dirt and looking at how it's built up. And when loads of dirt come in on a daily basis, I'm obsessed about spreading them, because every single load that I spread makes the vision look different. It makes the ground, it fills it in a different area that wasn't filled, which changes it. And then I take a picture. And it's funny, as I got the bill for my dirt, I was like, oh, I was looking at the pictures, and it's so crazy looking at all the dirt I paid for. And I had the pictures of the last day that the paid for dirt came in, and then looking at where it is now with all the free dirt that I've hustled, where people are bringing dirt to me, and it's built it up to a whole nother level. And I have pictures to prove it. And guys, that came from me being diligent, me being focused, me literally, I'm following dump trucks and I'm pulling over on the side of the road. And I was on a call with Damien the other day. And I was like, hold on. I was on a 3-way call. And I'm like, hold on a minute. I got to talk to a dump truck. I pull on the side of the road and I talk to the dump truck driver. And you know what I got from him? Not now. He was hauling dirt for somebody else, and it wasn't whatever. I didn't get no. I didn't care. I didn't cry when I got back in the truck. He's not going to bring me free dirt. I was like, all right, whatever. That's one that said no. But I picked up 3 new trucks this week. I got more trucks. Sean and them saw it. There was loads of dirt. I had like 20 loads of dirt. It was all free dirt out there that I went and pushed down the other day while they were in town, because I've been pulling over truck after truck after truck. Some say no, not now. But then I got a call today from some guys that started bringing me dirt for the first time. You know, and it was actually like network marketing. The one guy is like, hey, I'm going to be going over there. I'm bringing another guy with me, right? It's just like the business. They're bringing other dump trucks to bring in dirt. I love the free dirt. Oh my gosh, I love the free dirt. So back, you gotta love people. Number 11, number 12 was focus, and number 13. And it's going back to number 1, what we started with. Number 1 was set a goal, but number 13 is always have a new goal. So guys, we've accomplished so many goals in the last 3 years with this company. We went from goal to goal to goal that, I mean, I shared, some of you all know, some of you don't know, but we had to expand our vision. We had to expand what our goals were. And because when you have money in the bank and you don't have to work, like I'm okay if I didn't work today, but then that can lead to I don't work tomorrow and I don't leave, you know, when you have money in the bank, you can become complacent. You can become comfortable. And again, you're either growing or you're dying. And if you're comfortable, you're not growing. So basically, we had to set new goals. And then the goal kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And my wife's trying to like rein me in on the goals, right? Yes, you are. You're like, you don't need a boathouse that big. Yes, you are, a woman. So we went to Ricky's last week. She's sitting there going, I'll rein you in. You know, she's in the background making this, you know, don't do that. And she does. But because, I mean, we're going to have a nice substantial amount of money tied in with this place. But see, what I'm thinking is if I can impact more people and I help more people break rank, then if my monthly income becomes what used to be my yearly income, it doesn't matter how much I add to the boathouse. It doesn't matter what, you know, how big the house is or how elaborate or whatever. And we're not going to go ridiculous, but we were at Ricky's house this weekend and many people had to stay at other people's houses or they had to stay in a hotel. What if in the boathouse, I can sleep 20, maybe 30 people? That's the goal. And then in the house, I can sleep a lot of people. I'm thinking this is my goal. I want to be able, my wife, she can do people for so long. And then she's like, I need a break. That's like, that's why we need a big boathouse, right? So we're going to have the house that we can have a bunch of people in. And then we're going to have the boathouse that when those people drive us crazy, we just kick them out to the house. McLean's. So, because the McLeans are always coming down here. But the point is that when we basically have, you know, that place, that this is my vision, guys. I've been envisioning this for years. I've been envisioning having a place where I can have retreats and not have to leave home. Because honestly, I have FOMO. And you're all like, FOMO, what do you mean you have FOMO? Like a lot of people have fear of missing out, so they want to go everywhere. I love my life so much. I have fear of missing out of my own life. Like I go out on the boat so much. Like, guys, I'm telling you, like we got this boat in March of 2018. It had 242 hours. And I was showing Sean the other day, we're at 1,100, we were 100 hours away from 1,000 hours. And it's not even 3 years old. And guys, we do business from the boat. We're doing whatever. But the thing is that like I always feel like I'm going to miss out on either catching fish or doing whatever. My wife showed me the time, so I'm going to wrap this up. So basically, I really do. And that's not to sound braggadocious whatsoever, but the thing is, and I'm gonna close with this. See, people want to talk about time management. And I don't necessarily believe in time management. I believe in time valuement. So what that means is that you need to value the time that you have and use it for either one, productivity, or the things that you love to do. So you're either using your time to either do the productive things or the things that you love to do. That could be hanging out with your kids. It could be whatever your thing is. It doesn't have to be, I'm an extremist and like to go do all this crazy, fun, extreme stuff. But the thing is that it's whatever you value. Put all of your time into things that you value, either making money, or what that money can do for you, whether that be time freedom or whether it be just living the life of your dreams. Guys, we have people that have totally impacted their life and changed so many people's lives through this whole process. With that being said, I hope you guys got value tonight. Love you all. I appreciate you all. So number 13 was always shape your goal. So that's everything. In closing, guys, work on your shipping business. Let's go out there and do this, and let's go out there and rock life. Again, hope you guys got value. We will post this up at zoomreplay.com. It will also be at Those Zoom on Facebook. So everybody have a great night. Take care, guys.
Awesome call. Bye.